Since 1997, Down East Off-Road has specialized in Jeep, truck, and SUV upfitting, from lift kits and tire and wheel packages to V8 engine swaps and police and public safety installations. We transform your ride. Down East Off-Road takes great pride in customized conversions, crafting beautiful, functional, and engaging work that delights and delivers results. Choose Down East Off-Road for all your performance needs. The most reputable and professional automotive services in the area, with unbeatable prices and excellent customer service. For all your upfitting needs, choose Down East Off-Road.
Greenville Marine and Sports Center is your regional boat, motor, and trailer dealer with top industry models and parts. Enjoy North Carolina fishing with a new or used boat and take advantage of closeout pricing and great financing rates. And visit our expanded outdoor shop offering the best selection of fishing equipment, hunting gear, outdoor clothing, and much more. Visit Greenville Marine and Sports Center to make the most of your fishing and outdoor adventure.
Experience outdoor underwater adventure with Pamlico Divers. From spearfishing to fossil and wreck hunting, the thrill of Carolina diving brings underwater beauty, life, and history to your adventure. Whether you're just beginning or an avid diver, Pamlico Divers has the gear and expertise to make your dive a great adventure year-round. It's our passion and can be yours too. Prepare for your Carolina underwater adventure with the gear and expertise of Pamlico Divers.
I'm Zane Black. I'm the retail sales manager for Carolina Precision Firearms, the coolest gun store on the planet. We have a full selection of guns and ammunition. We are stacked to the walls. We have an indoor 25-yard climate-controlled shooting range. We also have an excellent selection of Yeti coolers, and we just picked up crossbows. We also teach concealed carry here because we're here about keeping families safe. I got an awesome sales staff here to treat you like family, so come on down and see us at CPF Arms, and we will treat you like family.
This is Tarheel Outdoors, presented by Greenville Marine and Sports Center, and other great sponsors.
Welcome to Tarheel Outdoors. We're here on Tar River Reservoir today. We're going to take you up South Pawnee Creek, see if we can catch some bass. We're going to throw some plastic worms for you, some top water baits. I'm Gaston King.
I'm Kent King, Rocky Mountain Telegram. Good morning.
And let's see what we can do.
Let's head up the creek. Well, they first flooded it back in the 70s. My grandfather and I started fishing it. And because number one, it was real close to home. Number two, it's a beautiful place. And number three, it was just loaded down with fish once it was first flooded. The first 2 or 3 years after a reservoir is actually flooded is actually the best time to fish. The fish are larger, they're more aggressive. Just being close to home like this, we would take trips down the Cushai River at San Souci, past Williamston, about once or twice a week during the summer when I was out of school. But we fished or hunted or talked about fishing and hunted with the old men at Car Drugs. If the weather was bad, that's where we would go. If not, we were right here on this reservoir. And we caught some pretty fish. That was back in the 70s, late 60s, early 70s. So we got 5 feet of water right here. So this is a really good place because you got that grass bed there. That's gonna hold minnows. And it's fairly shallow up there. It's probably 1.5 feet deep. Look, something just moved in it right there. And it holds the minnows. Then they can run right out here to the deep water too if they want to.
You've got a channel that comes here and comes back around, so you've got good protection here in the hot sun, and then they can come out in the shallow water and go out in the deeper water where it's much cooler when it gets hot in the middle of the day. And a lot of times that's a good time to go and fish docks because you've got a lot of shade under that dock and those bass get under there for protection and cooler water.
We just saw a huge fish move. We don't know what it was. It could be a big bass on the bed, but Gaston can't throw that top water bait in there. He's gonna get me a little bit closer, and I'm gonna whip that worm in there because it's got a weedless hook on it. And what's gonna happen is hopefully that bass will come out there and grab this worm and we'll have a fish. We're gonna give it a shot right now. That's a perfect place for a big bass to bed, by the way. She's protected, she's on a point, she's got access to deep water, she's in shallow water. She won't leave her bed very far during the spring spawning season, but she can run out here and catch minnows that run up and down this grass because they're attracted to that grass. There it is. Maybe we can get her out of there. We're trying 2 different techniques today. Gasson's ahead of me fishing topwater, seeing if he can get a strike. And I'm coming behind him much slower with a plastic worm. A lot of times you can develop patterns that way to find out if they're feeding topwater or if they're not feeding topwater, they're hitting the worm, and then we'll both change up and go with the same thing. So what I'm going to do now is let him work the bank because we're not having much activity up there. I'm going to work the channel with this plastic worm and see if we might can get one. They may have already moved out since it's summertime. It's like the 26th of July. It's hot, been hot. Water temperature is like 88 degrees. So they're going to be seeking the coolest water that they can find.
We like to fan cast all around the front of the boat. That way you can hit each spot and find where the fish are.
You know what Gasson's doing right now? Sometimes that'll provoke a strike when the fish are lethargic like they are today. Pull it in and let that torpedo blade spin. It puts off a kind of a little sonic action. The fish can hear it a lot better than we can. And so speeding up the lure sometimes will provoke strikes. When they don't even want to hit it, you get what's called a reaction strike.
What you do with these top water baits, if you look at it, you hit it a few times and let it sit. Pop it a few times and let it sit. You want
Taught him everything he knows.
You want to get that sporadic movement like it's a minnow on top of the water dying, just flirting around. And if everything goes right, you get a huge...
There, you hit it right there.
Right.
That's crazy. You were feeling that, weren't you? The daggone brim came up and popped it.
He took it for a little bit.
He sure did. He took it under the water. The yellow brim. Well, that was interesting.
And this bait has a blade on the back, so even if you're not popping it, there's always some movement going on.
And fish are attracted to red. I guess it's the blood aspect of it. Of an injured minnow. But we've always had a lot of luck with baits that's got red heads, whether we're fishing on the pier at Emerald Isle or out here. Red's just a good color to have. Let's see what we can do. Just can't go any farther with that lightweight bullet load on there. We got right many things against us today. Number one is on up in the morning. So the early morning bite is pretty much over. You got an east-southeast flow. There's not much wind, but the flow is from the east, and that's always a horrible direction. And having hardly no wind like that, the water's very still, so fish tend to not feed much. They like a little ripple, a little activity. All right, I guess they were brim too then. Looks like we need to move on down a little bit, doesn't it?
We can do it.
You know, we were coming across the Tar River a while ago at Old Carriage Bridge, starting to notice a lot of shad coming to the surface. In the hot weather, the shad come to the surface to get air, and they congregate this time of year. They school up, and a lot of times early in the morning, late in the evening, you'll see the bass just busting around the edges and scattering the shad. And so then we can take small crankbaits that sort of imitate those little minnows. They'll have a black dot, kind of a brownish black dot on their back. So the baits that we throw closely imitate those minnows. And that's a real good way to catch fish, especially when the minnows are schooling.
I think we need to go up.
Yeah, I do too.
Unless you think we need to go out.
Well,
The water got worse here, clarity-wise.
Yeah, let's try that pier.
What pier?
This pier right here, and then maybe we need to run up to the bridge and try right there at the bridge. And then work our way down that bank.
I mean, if we're here, we might as well fish for crappie for a little bit.
We can.
Why don't you, we'll fish this pier, you go ahead and rig up for crappie, and we'll ease up there.
And we have caught some monster bass out of sap honey right up in here over the years, especially when it dries up.
What we've got here is a crankbait. Now that the sun's got up a little bit in the sky, these fish aren't really aggressive on top. So we'll see if we can't get some fish in a different water column. See if we can't get this down there. This is a minnow imitation, so they see this and we do a herky-jerky on it. And what that does is it makes it go erratic in the water. So hopefully we'll get a strike on this. What do you think, Kent?
I think you did great.
Thank you so much.
Tell them all about that little minnow.
Now this is how we catch fish here.
Yeah, from here down to the bridge is really easy. There he is. He got one. Guess he got one. Nice bass. You popped that old crankbait, didn't you? All right. That's a pretty bass.
That is a pretty bass, ain't it?
Yeah. Man, how about that? About 2.5 pounds. You going home now, right? That's a beautiful
How many
fish.
more you need?
Yeah, it is.
All right, what we've got here is a largemouth bass. It actually hit this crankbait minnow imitation. We were fishing around a dock. So now that we've got one on this, we might focus a little bit more on these crankbaits rather than the plastic worms and the topwater. But a pretty nice bass here. See if we can't go back and get another one. I was born for this, Kent.
All right, we've been up the creek, so now what we're doing is kind of working our way back. The sun's getting high in the sky, so we're trying to fish some deep water. There's a nice channel that runs through here at Goat Island. I've seen some 14 feet of water. There's a fish on the screen right now. And what we're trying to do is the fish traditionally will move down a little bit deeper this time of day. So we're trying to get down there where they're at. And there's a nice drop off right here. It goes from about 2 feet on the grassy bank over there on down to about 14 feet where the main channel runs through. So you got a nice gradient about that steep right there. You see it on the depth finder. And a lot of times the fish will gather in 5 or 6, maybe 9 feet of water. You just kind of got to search them out and find them. So we're going to try here for just a few minutes. We've got an east wind hitting us right in the face, which is just lovely. And then we're going to go up under the bridge and go past the bridge, and there's a couple of stumps and a cove on the right. And the water's about 9 feet there. And traditionally some big bass will hang around those stumps. So we're going to see what happens. Midday sun, east wind. Hey, that's fishing though. Go for it. Got one. It's always been a good little cove right here. Nice one too. Was a nice one. Oh well, look at that, he messed me up.
Well,
how about that, sports fans?
the disappointments of fishing.
Sometimes you get them and sometimes you don't. Sometimes they leave you with quite a minute. Hang over around. Wrap around the foot.
It's all right, Ken, I believe in you.
Probably about 1.5 pounds.
Yeah.
Jumped out of the water, spit the hook out. What do you think? That's all about fishing. You know, when I was a kid, that used to really tick me off right there. But now, I just laugh about it. Go back and try to catch another one. But I have seen time when I might stomp the bottom of the boat over that right there. So I think as you get older, you progress from stage 1 to stage 2. And now I think I'm in stage 3 fishing. So, you know, we're out here enjoying what we're doing. Good friends. And catch one every now and then, but if we don't, that's not necessarily what fishing
Look at
is all
that
about.
bait ball.
Uh-oh,
That's
check
like
it out. Look over
salt
here. Get your
water
camera over
bait
here.
ball.
Look at the bait in the water. See the minnow? Can you
Wow.
get them at all? Get a little closer.
Well, I don't know.
That's what's in the river.
I have not seen a freshwater bait ball like that, maybe ever. That is very impressive. It just came up out of nowhere.
That's a cat. A dirty cat. It's popped a bit. He's a good one too. Ah, channel cat. I think he threw the hook out already.
Yep.
Well, we can fillet the bass. Have a good day.
Channel cat. Usually don't catch these on a crankbait, but I guess today's our lucky day.
That a pretty good size one?
Yeah, that ain't bad. Y'all want a catfish? Yeah, catching a catfish is very rare out here. We have come out with liver, put liver on the bottom. You catch a lot of nice catfish that way. Average size probably 5-6 pounds or so. But to catch them on a crankbait or anything like that, that's very rare. I'm exhausted, I'm not gonna lie. Catching all these fish is
Been moving around.
tough work.
Yeah.
It's your honey bun.
See how he treats me? Just throws me a honey bun every now and then. Oh, that
Here under 95 here in Saponi Creek, and it's just a whole different world. I mean, you get away from all the houses, you come back here, I mean, you see the birds flying through here. I mean, there's a lot of nature back here, a lot of wildlife. It's just a nice, relaxing, quiet place. We're gonna go under the bridge here, see if maybe Kent can pick up some crappie. He's gonna take a mini jig and bounce it along these pylons and maybe see if we can show y'all a different type of fish, I'm gonna stick with the crankbait, see if there might be a few bass around these rocks. You've got some grass over here with rocks and pylons, so you've got a lot of different structure for these bass. We'll see what we can pick up for you.
I really didn't like that mini jig I had on. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna change it to a chartreuse tube one. And those crappie love that little movement that creates right there. We're gonna put it on about 1/8 of an ounce. No, actually it's a 1/16 of an ounce jig head, and drop it down in about 12 feet of water and see if we can jig us up a crappie. You just go in there a little ways with it and thread it up the hook and pop it up there like that. And hold on. Time to catch it. And that looks a lot like a little minnow in the water. And I'm a whole lot more comfortable with this one than I was the other one. And what we do is we just get it over there and let it sink real slow. And we've got a really sensitive rod here, so we can actually feel the fish just as soon as he pecks the bait and set the hook. And the crappie this time of year are pretty schooled up. They're not going to be everywhere, so what we have to do is we'll have to find where the actual school is. About a month and a half ago, that pylon right there, we just wore them out. But they move. Fish have tails on them, and they're going to move. And they're going to move with water temperature. They're going to move with their food source. They're going to move with the time of day it is. All different things make fish move.
I like throwing down the edge of this grass parallel. That gives you more of a strike zone for that fish. You're not pulling it away from your structure. You're keeping it right on the edge. And you just kind of pop that rod tip and makes that bait go back and forth. It looks like a dying minnow. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a nice twig. Also, like the catfish, very rare to catch these when you do prize possession.
That's why you throw it right back. Right?
Yeah.
If you ever get a school of crappie located, you can sit right there and wear them out. It's a matter of finding where they're at, how deep they are, where they're concentrated at that particular time. Obviously, they've moved in a month and a half. Huh?
Small bass. Very small bass. Let's see if we can grab the pliers for this guy. small largemouth. We'll put this one back in the water to grow up a little bit. I'm gonna catch one. Well, we've caught a few bass and catfish this morning. Sun's gotten up. I think we're going to take a little nap, kind of like the fish have done, seems like. We'll take a break for you, get back this afternoon, see if we can do anything else.
Since 1997, Down East Off-Road has specialized in Jeep, truck, and SUV upfitting, from lift kits and tire and wheel packages to V8 engine swaps and police and public safety installations. We transform your ride. Down East Off-Road takes great pride in customized conversions, crafting beautiful, functional, and engaging work that delights and delivers results. Choose Down East Off-Road for all your performance needs. The most reputable and professional automotive services in the area, with unbeatable prices and excellent customer service. For all your upfitting needs, choose Down East Off-Road.
Greenville Marine and Sports Center is your regional boat, motor, and trailer dealer with top industry models and parts. Enjoy North Carolina fishing with a new or used boat and take advantage of closeout pricing and great financing rates. And visit our expanded outdoor shop offering the best selection of fishing equipment, hunting gear, outdoor clothing, and much more. Visit Greenville Marine and Sports Center to make the most of your fishing and outdoor adventure.
Experience outdoor underwater adventure with Pamlico Divers. From spearfishing to fossil and wreck hunting, the thrill of Carolina diving brings underwater beauty, life, and history to your adventure. Whether you're just beginning or an avid diver, Pamlico Divers has the gear and expertise to make your dive a great adventure year-round. It's our passion and can be yours too. Prepare for your Carolina underwater adventure with the gear and expertise of Pamlico Divers.
I'm Zane Black. I'm the retail sales manager for Carolina Precision Firearms, the coolest gun store on the planet. We have a full selection of guns and ammunition. We are stacked to the walls. We have an indoor 25-yard climate-controlled shooting range. We also have an excellent selection of Yeti coolers, and we just picked up crossbows. We also teach concealed carry here because we're here about keeping families safe. I got an awesome sales staff here to treat you like family, so come on down and see us at CPF Arms, and we will treat you like family.
Alright, well, we come back to the same place that we were at. When it got so hot, we had to kind of retreat back to the shelter. And we had a few bites here, so what we're going to do is try to work this area, and then we're going to progress up the river and see what we can do around the grass beds. So, we're getting ready to drift right across the hot spot. We don't know what the fish have done in the last couple of hours. They may have migrated out, they may have migrated in, but the sun's got a great angle on it. It's fixing to go behind a great big pine tree. And when it does, we get that shade. And we just have to see if they'll move into the shallows. There he was. He bit it right in. Must have been a brim. Gaston, you working that shoreline? Because we're coming up on that stump bed. Right in front of that willow tree is those two great big stumps. I need to be throwing over there with this worm. There's some big bass hanging around those places. I'm gonna pull in and get over there. That's one of the best places in this whole cove. We'll let the wind push us bait back that way underneath that willow tree, and we'll just see what happens. Oh Lord. I could talk to you about fly fishing forever and ever and a day. It's really cool. I mean, you're actually putting a fly out here to those fish that resembles a hatch that comes at different times of the year. And so like in May, that's probably when the best time for fly fishing goes, because you have the hatch of mayflies, got lots and lots of bugs on the water. And so you resemble the hatch of the mayfly, and the brim will just go crazy. And they're on the bed, so what they'll do is they'll get up in these shallow coves, and they'll get on the bed, and there'll be great concentrations of them. And so what you do is whip that fly up there and just hang on. You got to put it up there in the right spot and make it look like one of those mayflies. Oh God!
What was that?
That's a brim. I got him. Pull him slam out there because he ain't real big. What'd you hit, boy?
So explain a little bit about how you caught him.
On a fly, he came up and actually hit top water. Beautiful fish. Needs to grow up a little bit.
Little brim.
Yeah, little brim. Sayonara. See you later, buddy.
We're not. I wouldn't even say this is a good spot for that.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
there might be.
You're in something like that, protected in a creek or cove. I mean, it's hard to be right out here on the river channel.
Yeah, we're in 8 foot of water right here. We're gonna have to come up and really pop it.
Kent, I could almost hug you right now.
Really?
Yep.
We'll save it for later.
I'm not gonna hug you. I said I could almost hug you.
You really never know what you're gonna catch on a fly rod. That's the good thing about a fly rod. I mean, sometimes a great old big 2 and 3 pound bass will come up and hit that. And you, oh, there he is. And you're mimicking the natural bait that's alive in the water. Yep, there you go. Hope you got that.
Yeah. How long have you been fly fishing?
Since I was a little kid. My grandfather and I used to take these fly rods. He'd have a tube of crickets on the back of the boat, and I'd have a tube of crickets on the front of the boat. We'd actually put a little bitty cork and a little bitty hook and a tiny little weight. And you couldn't do what I'm doing now because you throw the cricket off. So what you had to do was roll it, which is a technique like this right here. You had to roll that cork and cricket, and it would get there to the base of those great big Tupelo gums, and that cork would never stop. As soon as that thing hit the water, those great big brim, they were big as my hand, and they would grab that cricket and they would take off. And I mean, the fight was on. Those brim were bigger than my hand.
How big was a brim?
Like this right here. And something you got to remember too is with the water being 80-some degrees, no bug or no fish itself is going to be really, really active like it would be in May when the water temperature is cooler and everything's just more aggressive, I guess you would say. So you got to kind of slow it down a little bit and just let it sit there for a second and give it a twitch. Hopefully something will be drawn by it. Plus you got all this boat traffic out here too. It's beating along the edges, and that sort of disrupts what we got going on. There's a little baby for you. Looks like he got a little orange on him.
Little baby brim.
Yeah, that's a bluegill. He's not very large, but he is a fish. Tell you what he did too. He really grabbed it.
Hey, don't throw that fish back. I want to fish.
Well, oh, Mrs. Brim, I don't think you brushed your teeth this morning. Everybody's happy, happy, happy now.
Thanks for tuning in to Tarheel Outdoors. We'd like to take a minute to thank Greenville Marine in Greenville, North Carolina.
And our friend Joe Varnell for providing the baits that we used to catch the fish on the Rocky Mountain Reservoir today.
From Gaston
and Kent,
keep tight lines.
Hello, I'm Joe Varnell from Greenville Marine, and thank you for watching Tarheel Outdoors.
Join Greenville Marine on the 2015 Bass Trail, August 22nd at Roanoke Plymouth NCWRC City Ramp. For more information, call 252-758-5945 or visit greenvillemarine.com. Since 1997, Down East Off-Road has specialized in Jeep, truck, and SUV upfitting, from lift kits and tire and wheel packages to V8 engine swaps and police and public safety installations. We transform your ride. Down East Off-Road takes great pride in customized conversions, crafting beautiful, functional, and engaging work that delights and delivers results. Choose Down East Off-Road for all your performance needs. The most reputable and professional automotive services in the area, with unbeatable prices and excellent customer service. For all your upfitting needs, choose Down East Off-Road.
Greenville Marine and Sports Center is your regional boat, motor, and trailer dealer with top industry models and parts. Enjoy North Carolina fishing with a new or used boat and take advantage of closeout pricing and great financing rates. And visit our expanded outdoor shop offering the best selection of fishing equipment, hunting gear, outdoor clothing, and much more. Visit Greenville Marine and Sports Center to make the most of your fishing and outdoor adventure.
Experience outdoor underwater adventure with Pamlico Divers. From spearfishing to fossil and wreck hunting, the thrill of Carolina diving brings underwater beauty, life, and history to your adventure. Whether you're just beginning or an avid diver, Pamlico Divers has the gear and expertise to make your dive a great adventure year-round. It's our passion and can be yours too. Prepare for your Carolina underwater adventure with the gear and expertise of Pamlico Divers.
I'm Zane Black. I'm the retail sales manager for Carolina Precision Firearms, the coolest gun store on the planet. We have a full selection of guns and ammunition. We are stacked to the walls. We have an indoor 25-yard climate-controlled shooting range. We also have an excellent selection of Yeti coolers, and we just picked up crossbows. We also teach concealed carry here because we're here about keeping families safe. I got an awesome sales staff here to treat you like family, so come on down and see us at CPF Arms and we will treat you like family.